spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 into a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch to say I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, many girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard other dog owners get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues, they'll blow off your under rules. Send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. Yeah. What up? It's your boy, JayDollKingHefner and the beautiful Ramai Cloud. And we're back again for another episode of the Dog King Power Hour, baby. Back again. And the title of today's show is The Best of the Best. Oh, yeah, baby. And what I mean by the best of the best is basically, you know, ever since I started this dog journey, man, I've been on a mission for this gigantic science experiment. You know, I love this game. I love everything about this game. Every morsel of my life is taken up with this game. You know, I'm trying to study, learn, and also touch every type of doll in the whole world, right? All of that is going on. But the underlying mission and scientific experiment is I'm trying to find the best of the best. It's not predetermined by me or anything. It's just due to research, due to the dolls I touch, and then giving my best professional opinion. You know, that's what I'm really trying to let you guys know, you know, what levels each one of these dolls are on. You know, if I was looking just to be fulfilled as a doll owner and just, you know, get some girls and make my life happy, I wouldn't have that mindset. You know, I'd be cool with, you know, about 2 or 3 girls, maybe, you know, well, I got 7 right now. So if I was just a normal doll owner, I would probably be cool with stopping with this amount of dolls right now. But I have a greater purpose. I'm trying to educate all of my viewers and the rest of the world about, hey, man, what levels are all these dolls on? So anytime I'm critiquing these dolls and things of that nature, is not according to what I want the dolls to be like. It's according to my experience and how I feel they stack up against other dolls. Now, I haven't touched every doll in the world yet. So some of this is a guessing game. Like I say, I'm relying on my past experience and on things that I've read, things that I've seen, to help guide me until I actually touch every single doll. But rest assured, that's where it's all coming from when I'm judging these dolls. I'm just like you out there, trying to find the best of the best. It may be a number one today, doesn't mean it's going to be number one tomorrow. So I just want to let all of you guys know out there, I have a great question from one of my Dog King Army team members that actually led to the title of this show. And I'm going to get to that later on, of course. But I definitely go into more details with that later on. But before I go any further, I want to thank everybody that's watching live, everybody that's going to tune into the replay. God bless you. We appreciate you for watching, spending time with us, which is your most precious commodity in this world, is your time. You can't get it back. So every second you spend with us is a blessing. We really appreciate that. And in turn, we definitely want to send God's blessings out over your life, whatever you're wishing for, hoping for, or believing for. That could be health, finances, new relationships, human or synthetic. Whatever it is, we pray that you have it. We also ask that you believe it, and then you will receive it. Oh, yeah, baby. Hyped up again. Got this beautiful lady sitting next to me, Ramaya Cloud. And got our friend over there, my bed friend for the week, for the last couple of weeks, actually. Himaware. She's holding it down for when it's time for me to get a little rest. I didn't know if I was gonna break out on Ramaya again, but I can't lie, she just been calling at me this week. So I said I got to get this girl back down. My beautiful Ramaya, so my real dog. So if anybody hasn't seen her before. So with all that said, we're gonna jump right into the meat of the show, baby. I see I got some comments I'm gonna read first. My guy just kind of doing it. He's the winner today. He says, yo. He's the winner today because every Dog King Power Hour, I write somebody's name down, whoever gets into the chat first. A lot of my viewers have been waiting on this for a while. Believe me, I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but at one point, this show is going to take a turn, and I'm going to be able to give away like $1 a year, free of charge. I'm going to be able to do that. Now, I don't know how it's going to go my first couple of dollars. I may have to ask for whoever wins to actually pay for their own shipping. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but as it goes on, I definitely envision me being able to just say, hey man, you won, here's $1, I'm sending it to you. And whoever comes in here first, I write their names down, and you will have extra chance to win based on how many times you've actually won this little game. And after I give away the first giveaway, everything will start back off. So this first competition has been going on over a year. It's been going on a while, as far as since I started doing this actual competition. So it's going to be a lot of built up winners by the time I get ready to give this $1 away. I'm not sure about how it's going to be for the second competition and those afterwards, but either way, glad to have you guys. Glad to have you just kind of doing it. He says, what up, brother? What up, my friend? Back to you. He says, I got the gas situated finally. These things take time, especially if you're working nonstop. So I don't really know what you mean by I got the gas situated finally. Because I don't think you've ever told me whether you actually have $1 or not right now. I can't actually remember that. But I don't know whether you're saying that you finally have you some campaign dollars, or I don't know if I don't know if you're saying that, hey, you finally got them sitting in the right places. I don't know exactly what you mean. But I've talked to you about this before, just kind of doing it. You talking broken sentences a lot. So when you're dealing with like text messages or talking over the internet, you really have to be a lot more specific in exactly what you're saying, or I'm not going to know what the hell you're talking about. So I don't know what you mean by you have them all situated, because I didn't know if you even had any companion dogs. So he goes on to say he had some electric eyes for fun coming from this website he found. And he says, Kuros, that's what I call them, because I actually have had some contact from this actual company. So I don't know a whole bunch about them myself right now, other than, you know, me talking to them and sort of seeing what they had to offer. But I didn't see any electric eyes that they had. And I don't even know what electric eyes would do, to be honest with you. Because he's asking me, have I had any experience with electric eyes? And I'm like, nah, I don't even know what electric eyes would do. Would they light up at night or something? I'm not sure. I mean, that sounds cool, though. He said, anywho, hope your show kicks it like always. Thank you, man. My show is only good because of you viewers, the people that tune in, they interact, they support me. You hit the likes, you share, you subscribe. You know, you guys are the fuel of the show. Of course, I have to have my own energy, and that comes from me loving what I do. But it also comes from your energy. So I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in, liking, subscribing. You know, I have people that donate. You can do the same. I have a Cash App and PayPal. That's on the About section of my YouTube channel, as well as the description of my videos. If you ever decide to buy a wonderful companion doll, you can do it right here on the show, man. I got real doll. I got like 8 other vendors that has every doll in the world, pretty much every brand, legitimate brands, not fake black market, eBay. They're legitimate. So you can go right through the show. That helps support the show as well. Keeps the lights on and keep me helping other people. You can also donate. I think I got like a fundraiser link in the description of my videos as well. It's old. That fundraiser is pretty much over, but you can still donate. And you can always do the live chat, super sticker, super thanks. No, what is it called? Super sticker. Yeah, super chat or super sticker during a live stream. And you can do a super thanks on individual videos. So those are all the ways you can support the show. And also what you're doing right now, just viewing the show. That also is a great help, and we love to have you here. First to last in the house. Plenty of ups, never down. That's the yeah. First to last, plenty of up, never down. The way that light's supposed to be. Most definitely, my friend. Oh my God. Penny. I haven't seen her in a while. And I promise you, every time she comes around, it's almost like I can get a whiff of those wonderful panties. Lord have mercy. I bet they smell exquisite. Glad to have you here, Penny. And all the fellas that's in the chat, you know, say hey to Penny. You know, we got one of our beautiful females to drop in and say hey to us. And it's always good to have a woman's touch around the show. I got plenty of beautiful ladies that come through the show. Some of them speak, some of them sort of stay hidden a little bit, but we do welcome their presence, you know, because a lot of times they're not even looking to buy a doll. They're just looking to come support the show, you know, hear what's going on and things of that nature. Or, you know, once again, add to the conversation sometime as well. So I appreciate Penny, you for being here. Nothing like having a little sexiness around the show. So glad to have you. So with all that said, done with the comments, we're going to jump right into the meat of things. But like I said, yeah, the title of the show, Best of the Best, I've already explained it. But once again, it just means that aside from you guys watching my life evolve, aside from me trying to bring you the latest innovations, one big goal of the show is finding the best of the best. Because the truth is, most of these legitimate brands are good. You know, most of them are. You know, you still have to put them to the test, give them reviews. And that's why it's important for the companies to send me dolls and stuff to do reviews on, because they do need to be tested. Customers need to see them push to the limits or see what they're capable of before they really decide to buy. So it needs to be somebody holding them accountable. But literally, most of these companies that you see on all of my vendor sites and all of that, they're completely legitimate. They've been checked out, not only by me and others, but they've been checked out by the people that are regulating the industry as far as what's acceptable to be sold. So a lot of them are having real quality products. I exist to sort of tell you, okay, where do they stack up against one another? You know, any doll you get is pretty much going to be a good doll. But what are the levels to this? You know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What are the levels? You know, everybody says they're the best, but who is the best? you know. And it may not come down to me finding out exactly who the best of the best is. It may come to the point where it's a few companies that are all really on the same level. But we'll figure that out going on. We'll figure that out. Now, where am I starting at here? Okay, I think I know where I'm starting at, guys. I just got to get there. Nah, that's too far back. Where is it at? There it is. Okay, I'm starting out with my video entitled "Don't Bite Off More Than You Can Chew." And that video was just about, I had just recently did a BBW competition, and that video was just about me saying, hey guys, BBWs are amazing. I love them just like you do, but they are better to look at than they are to own in most cases, depending on how big you are or how strong you might be, you know? So you do have to be careful when you order one of these BBW girls, because 98 pounds on a doll is not 98 pounds like on a human woman. Like Panty May, I'm not sure how much she weighs, but let's just say she weighs 110 pounds. Oh, that's nothing. In a human woman, you could pick her up with no problem. But if she was a 110-pound doll, it'll turn into dead weight immediately. It's distributed a little bit funny with the arms and legs, and picking her up is going to be a challenge, especially depending on how big you are. So you have to be very careful. And that's what I say. Don't bite off more than you can chew. I've already done it. So that's why I'm warning you. My dog, Saima Renee Uzumaki, I'm really thinking about her. So she'll be out probably within the next week or so. But she's my biggest girl. She weighs 98 pounds. And let me tell you, she feels about like 150 pounds. I'm about 160 pounds regularly. So that is a lot of weight for me to be lifting up. And when I first got her, I was like, you know what? I messed up. But I love that girl to death, and I love sleeping next to her. As far as just being enjoyable, she's probably the most enjoyable person to sleep with, because she's just so big, thick, and beautiful. And like I said, I love BBWs, but boy, I'm going to be very careful in the future, and you should be as well. But I had my guy Wild Style come in on this video. What did he say? Oh, he didn't say much. He only said, your girlfriend is gorgeous. And I think that I had, I don't know who I had next to me when I did this show. I can't think of if it was Cara Frost or Himawari laying over there. I'm not sure who he was talking about, but I appreciate him. And I told him, thanks, my friend. Thank you a lot. It was another comment that I saw somewhere though. Hold on, let me see something. I think I might have. Hold on, guys. You know, it's because I don't think I had this comment written down. Let me see some. Maybe I come across it, but I know it was one guy was talking about that he was strong enough to lift the dolls up. I just remember a comment like that, and I thought it was on this video. Oh no, it's coming up. It's coming up. Okay, perfect. It's coming up. So my next video I'm gonna do comments on is my last Dog King Power Hour, which was the heavyweight hangover. Because just like that warning I just told you guys about BBW dolls, sticker dolls, how heavy they are, when you get to looking at these girls, it's not going to matter for the moment. You're going to just be thinking about how good they look. And after I did the heavyweight show, the BBW show, man, I had those BBW dolls on my mind big time. I had always said that I'm not going to get another BBW doll because even though Saima doesn't have big breasts, she is considered a BBW because she's 98 pounds. She's all hips and butt. But man, after I did this show, I was like saying, you know what? I'm sorry. I may have to just deal with the weight, and I may have to get one more of these girls. And the girl that I really love is that Starberry doll. I love a lot of them, honestly, because it's an SM doll that I talked about that was absolutely amazing. But I actually really love that Starberry BBW because she looks so just realistic with her imperfections. But she's weighing in. I think she's less than Saima. I think she would probably be. They have a weight reduction technology over there too, so she'd be a little less. I think she'll come out to being like 80 something pounds with the weight reduction, I believe, something like that. And I said, you know what? I would have to deal with the weight one more time because I did a video recently talking about how my silicone doll, she can literally stay in. That's why I love her over there, honestly. She can stay over there forever and not ever have to worry about getting damaged. Whereas my TPE dolls, it's a bit different. They can stay over there for several days because it's memory foam. It's soft. So they can lay there for some days. But you're going to hear me answer this question later, but they will start to develop little small spots even from the cover after several days. That won't happen to my silicone girl. So I said, if I ever get me a big, thick BBW silicone girl, I have her in the bed all the time, not having to worry about her ever being damaged. But I wouldn't ever move her more than likely. So when I did the heavyweight hangover, that's all I was talking about was, man, I can't stop thinking about these BBWs. I want another one. My guy Ren X just said, those BBW dolls, woo, good stuff. What did I say? I said they are definitely amazing, my friend, which they are. My guy Steve, Don King Army Team member. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is going to be the comment that I was talking about. Why I actually named the show The Best of the Best. My guy Steve O been a supporter for a while. He says, Jay, as a Zelex doll owner, which I do love Zelex from afar, have never touched their product. He says, I can assure you, if you ever get your hands on a Zelex doll with the latest updates, which they have a lot of updates on those dolls, he says, I can assure you that your ratings will change. He says, Zelex strives for perfection. I would buy a Zelex doll over a real doll in a heartbeat. Just my opinion. But I would keep her for the rest of my life. No buyer's remorse whatsoever. What I initially answered him on this was, I really like what Zelex is doing. And with all the innovations, I know they can compete with anybody. They can, like I say, a lot of these brands can compete with anybody. I said, I would have to see when I get one. I said, I've heard people say they wouldn't choose a real doll. And I understand what you mean, because a lot of people, they immediately look at the cost. And it's just like with anything else in life. When you see something expensive, people always try to find an excuse to say, I don't need that. That costs too much. I ain't got to have that. That costs too much. And I understand. That's why I say I understand what you mean. A lot of people try to say, I wouldn't touch a real dog. But I do always laugh at that, because those same people, you ain't never touched a real dog. So you don't, how do you know that you wouldn't want to choose that? You know, it's sort of like a Zelex dog. I haven't never touched one, but I do have a professional opinion since I've been dealing with dogs right now. But I can't definitively say yet. I can't definitively say yet that I wouldn't choose it over a real dog. I'm going to still have to wait to reserve their judgment. So I sort of laugh when people say, I wouldn't touch a real dog. How you know? You know, you haven't touched one yet. And then he says, then I says, but I understand where it comes from, because like I said, a lot of people try to dismiss it because of the cost. I said, the thing no one understands about real dog, this is the thing. I've tried to explain this, but it's really no explaining it. I say, is it's literally a human in the way that it moves and feels. You know, It doesn't breathe. It doesn't have warm blood flowing through his body and stuff like that. But you're going to hear more about this in a video that I do a little bit later in the week, talking about my real dog. I'm going to do a video about her. But, man, let me tell you something. Or it may even come Monday. I'm not sure. But let me tell you something. You just don't know how human a real dog is. Not the aesthetics, not the just outward, okay, this dog may be more pretty. Not just that. You don't understand how when you pick up a real dog, man, it's literally like a human being in the way that it feels. It's just totally different. And like I said, my other dogs are amazing. They can stand. They have a lot of technology. But when it comes to flopping around, they don't have the physics. They don't have the physics. And so nobody would really understand that. Because I heard people sort of say things a little bit like that, but nobody would really tell you how a real dog was. So I was always in the dark of, man, what's really making them better? But now that I have one, like I say, my eyes are way open now. I understand what the true standard of a synthetic human should be. I just say that. I said I would definitely measure up every brand I get to my real dog. That's what I plan definitely to do that, to see if anyone can surpass her. That's my purpose, to see if anybody can surpass her. I said I look forward to finding the company that can. I said, congrats on getting a high quality lady, because I definitely can't wait to review a ZLX girl myself. I said, they are definitely at the front lines of the industry. What I mean by that is, I'm not saying they're the best of the best out there, other than Real Dog. I'm not saying that. But when I mean by that, at the front lines, it's not any other company that I have seen that's doing more than ZLX. They are pushing the boundaries in a lot of innovative ways. And even if it's a company out there that's better, which I do know a few companies out there off the top of my head where I'm like, they're just probably just straight up better just because they are. You know what I'm saying? But it isn't it isn't because ZLX isn't trying to push the limits. They are pushing the limits so far where they're like, hey, I don't care who you are. You finna have to notice us in the dog game. And believe me, they are doing that. So they are at the front lines. Now he goes on. This is where I think the name of the show came from. When he was like, this is Steve O. He responded to me again. He says, I understand what you mean, Jay. I understand how the texture of the skin and the way she moves could make her feel more human-like. He says, I'm just a very visual person. And from what I can see, my ZLX dog looks much more realistic. Well, I'm just going to stop right there. It's funny when he says, I'm just a much more visual person. Hey, bro, I love you. I'm a male. All of us males are visual people. We are visual beings first. Women, they can get over the fact that you may not be the most attractive guy to them because they do look at a lot of different things, man. They look at your stature, as far as what you're doing in this world. They look at your ambition, not because they're gold diggers, but women have been taught to find a provider, and it's just a lot of things that women look for in a man. You can be butt ugly. I've told you guys this before, and a woman still be head over heels for you because of your passion, your desire, your ambition, So they don't have to look at our outward appearance. Where us men, the reason the companion dogs really work with us better than women, I've said it before, is because we are visual beings. We don't need you to do all the things that a woman needs a man to do. We just need you to be beautiful and be in our presence. Really, that's really what it comes down to. We just need you to be attractive to us in whatever way we find, whatever things we find attractive, be in our presence and love us. And a lot of times that's a lot to ask from a human woman because they get distracted by another suitor or whatever. They can find a lot of reasons maybe not to be happy in your home. Whereas with a companion dogs, they're just beautiful. look, they're not going to complain. Look, whatever you bring to the table, they're going to be happy with. If you make less money, fine by them. They're not going anywhere. So that's what makes a man really, I've talked about this before in other videos, where it makes us the perfect candidates to have companion dogs. Women, you can have one, but he ain't finna cut the grass like you want. He ain't bringing the groceries in. He ain't doing a lot of other stuff women want a companion dog to do. Whereas us men, we don't require our woman, yeah, it may be men that say, hey, they want a woman to keep the house clean if they housewives or something like that. But for the most part, we'll date a woman working a dirt poor job, because we ain't thinking about what money she's bringing to the table. We're thinking about her being a beautiful asset to our lives. So I'm right in the same boat with you as far as being a visual person. So it was funny that he made that distinction right there. So I'm a visual person as well. And he says, your real dollar is great for you, and my Zelex dollar is great for me. Once again, I'm going to address that in my comment, but I laughed at that. That's really what brought the title of this show along, because it's not about my real dollar is great for me and your Zelex dollar is great for you. That's not the way I see it. See, I think a lot of people think that, hey, since I have a real dollar, I'm going to try to make it the best. No, that's not true. I got an Iron Chick doll. I got a WM doll. I got Kimber dolls. I'm not going to try to make it the best, but after my professional opinion, after touching several types of dolls, after doing research, and at this point in my journey, what I found is looking out there and evaluating is the best of the best until it's proven different. It's not because it's my preference. It's because of my professional opinion. I said, he said, it's just like anything else. You may prefer blondes, I may prefer brunettes. It's not about that. He said, you may prefer a real dog, I may prefer Zelex. You don't know if you're going to prefer a real dog, You haven't touched one yet. Zelex could very well change my mind. But as of right now, given what I know, I'm not sure that's going to be possible, but I'm willing to allow it to happen before I come to that conclusion. Right now, real dollar is better, but my mind could be changed. So I'm not as absolute as you right here. I'm letting you know if you would prefer a real dog. Because for one, you can't even go by my girl. My girl, honestly, I talk about it later in another show, but I just say this. You can get a beautiful real dog. It's a lot of beautiful girls out there because you can totally customize them in the way that you want. It doesn't even have to be a girl off the website. It just depends on your pockets, how you want to make her. But I just say this. You can get a fine, beautiful, real dog, even if you may not love mine. You can get one. So I just want to let you know, it ain't about preferences, but I'm going to continue to read my comments, though. Either way, he says, it's all good, Jay. Thank you so much for helping me learn about the dog game. And this is what I answer him. I said, hey, my friend, I'm glad I can help you and others navigate this lifestyle because, boy, I love that. And I said, it's a great blessing to be able to help others. Boy, what a blessing it is. I said, as far as my real dog, it's not, once I just told you this, but I'm going to read it. I said, as far as my real dog, it's not about preference. It's about evaluation. I said, there are many overseas companies that have prettier models. They do. It's companies overseas that got prettier dogs. I said, but you just won't understand how real dog is on another level, my friend, unless you have one. I said, if I find a company that can simulate a human being better, I would definitely give everyone my report because that's my job. I said, from what I've seen, every dog company uses metal skeletons that can stand. And right now, they don't have the ability to mimic the true body physics of a real dog because of the stiffness needed to stand. See, that's what people don't understand. You may think you're going to love a dog because it's slightly cuter or something like that, but you guys just won't understand. And I know some of you may never understand because you never will spend that money to get a real dog. That's fine. But coming from somebody that has one, even though I may not have a ZLX, I do, or some of the other brands, I am educated on their skeletons. And just simply the way their skeletons are made is going to prevent them from being able to touch what this girl is going to do to your mind when you pick her up. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they won't catch up one day, but I'm telling you, whenever you can touch a girl's foot and the rest of her body moves, it's not going to really be able to compete with a real doll. I promise you. I promise you. And you won't know that unless you own one. It don't matter how much I tell you. Also, I went on to say, I'm going to get you reading that sentence. I said, from what I've seen, every doll company uses metal skeletons that can stand, and right now they don't have the ability to mimic the true body physics of a real doll because of the stiffness needed to stand. I said, Himawari, and don't take this personal, baby. I said, Himawari is cuter than my real doll because I love me some Himawari. I can't lie, I love that girl. I said, she's cuter than my real doll. But once you hold my real doll, you will be in another stratosphere. You know, I love all of my girls. I love hugging on them all. And man, I've even got used to kissing Himawari with her harder silicone face. I've sort of figured out a way to sort of give her little smooches, and it's a better experience. But man, a lot of times, especially before I go to sleep, I just go stand right in front of the real doll crate and give my girl a big hug. And I'm just sorry, man. No girl that I have feels like a human like that. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Nobody. It's just different. It's just different. You can't believe. You won't be able to believe it. I just say that. I said, when you move your real doll around, it's no comparison. You know, I do believe Zealous is closing the gap, but it's going to take more than a cuter face to do it. It really is. It's going to take more than a cuter face to do it. I said, I will reserve my complete judgment, like I told you earlier, until I touch every doll from every company. But right now, I have to give Real Doll the crown because they far surpassed my expectations, because I kept listening to all these jokers out here. Real Doll, they too much. They too expensive. They this, they that, they this, they that. They don't compare. They ain't this, they ain't that, they ain't this. They ugly, they this, they that. I heard all. I heard all of that nonsense. And, you know, until I had my own Real Doll, I didn't know really what to believe. But I'm telling you, from my experience, they're all ignorant. They all don't know what the hell they're talking about. Anybody that's saying that a real doll isn't this or that, nope, you ain't never had one, bro, because what I thought it was going to be like is way better. I do have some things that I complained about, though, because as much as I love my real doll, and I talk about this probably another time, I've talked about it before, but it's some quality problems. I will say that, and honestly, that's a big negative. And you know, it's crazy that they're still the best despite that. But you know, going forward, these overseas companies are producing flawless dolls, no mistakes whatsoever. So, you know, even though I go crazy over my real doll, like going forward, they're gonna have to clean some quality things up. They're gonna have to, because overseas, these Asian companies, they believe in continuous improvement, and they're not putting out anything with flaws. So that is one issue that Real Doll has to address. I said, but they far surpass my expectations. So it's not a preference. I say it's just my professional opinion on the matter, given what I know about doll construction. I said, I'm looking for the best of the best. And Real Doll has the throne for now. For now. For now. Just for now. I don't know about tomorrow now. Because they have to do some things over the next 5 years to maintain their standing, in my opinion. Now I have a message for my guy, long-term viewer and a subscriber, rejected from Eve. He says, I'm short but strong. He says, I'm about 5'5", but I weigh like 185 pounds, and I can toss around a 100-pound dog easy. And I said, you have a great build to handle bigger girls. I said 185 is big enough to handle some heavyweights. See, I'm 160 on the regular. So I think he may have been referring to, I said something about like, man, if you're 5'1", 100 and whatever pounds, you may have a hard time. You're going to have a hard time picking these dogs up. And he probably was like, hey, I'm 5'5" and I'm 185. Well, that's a stocky build. You know, you have a low sense of gravity. You know, you're lower to the ground. You have a stronger, stockier body. Hell, I'm sure you could pick up dogs that I have, you know, that I can't pick up, you know, a lot better. So when I was giving examples, I didn't just mean that, hey, if you're short, you can't pick these dogs up. I didn't mean that. Or shorter. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant that, hey, if you're shorter and you're lighter, you're going to have a very hard time. Or you can be taller like me, 6 feet tall. And if you're thin, boy, you're going to have a hard time lifting these dogs up. You have to know what your frame is capable of. But at 185, you know, at 5'5", yeah, even though you may not be super tall, you have a strong center of gravity. So you definitely have a build that can handle heavyweights. Rejected from Eve did go on to say that opening is amazing. So he was talking to my song that I have as an opening. I need to change it though. I was thinking about putting my new song on there, but I do still love that song as a theme music. But he says, I want to have that in a music playlist. Can you make it available? A lot of people have asked me this. I don't know a damn thing about. I said, I'm just going to say what I said. I said, I'm going to try to make it available, my friend. I will let everybody know when I do. Because I'm going to make some of this music available at some point. But I don't know a damn thing about Spotify and all these other ways to get your music online. I'll figure it out. But right now, today I don't have the extra resources to even put into one of these sites to be able to do it. But it'll come at the right time. As I get better with my music and things of that nature, it'll come at the right time. I think that was all the comments I had on that. Hold on, let me check it. Because I messed up right there. Okay, let me see. Okay, that was all the comments I had. Where am I in now? Okay. I'm moving on to my next video. What was it? Okay. I was like, what is this video? It's the video that I did about the Starper 3rd generation mount. Because Starper is coming out with this new model of dog. And I was wondering whether they were going to come out, you know, and upgrade the mouth on their dogs and make it movable with the, you know, full aura structure and all of that. And they did post, I think it was on their Facebook page, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might have been on their Facebook page where they posted that they were going to come out with the 3rd generation mouth to go with the 3rd generation body. So I was like, yeah, I'm happy about this new Starper dog. It's going to be awesome. So that's what I was talking about in that video. My guy Charles Phillip Adams says, I hope they don't bite. And I said, not unless you want them to, my friend, because, you know, it's not a mechanical mouth. But hey, if you put her mouth close to your arm and you want to make her mouth chomp down on your arm, you can do it if you want to. The Abyssarian official says, Starpery. He was just screaming out Starpery. I just like the comment. And my guy just kind of doing it says, it sounds like you say Jedi King when I say JayDollKingHefner, when I say my name. And I say, hey, just my southern accent, my friend. Just my southern accent. I guess that's what's doing it. I see a couple of comments popped in here. Let me see what happened right quick. I don't want to get too far behind. Because I'm moving on to my next video. So I take a small break right here. First Lad says, hey, Jay, maybe putting the show times on the banner could get more views. He says, he says, hey, Jay, maybe putting the show times on the banner could get more views. I've been watching the show for a long time and still don't know. Honestly, the only thing is no actual real show time. That's the thing. It's not a set time. And it's probably never going to be a set time because the show usually comes on when I'm refreshed. And by working and doing these videos every single day, I don't quite know when that's actually going to be. I just know it's going to be early morning Wednesdays. And that's as much information as anybody's going to ever get. I'm not really concerned with the views, honestly. People are going to, I just believe the audience is going to get gigantic at the right time, no matter what. But you're never really going to know when the power hour is actually going to come on because I don't have it listed a day in advance. I already posted saying, hey, the power hour is going to come on at 1:30. No, can't really say that because I could be exhausted and I may not wake up to 2:30 in the morning, So I'm not really worried about it, even though I appreciate what you're trying to say. So I'm never going to know what time the show. I don't even know when the show is going to come on, to be honest with you. I never know when it's going to come on first and last. But if you're a viewer and you support the show, you just got to know. It's one of those things you got to know. Hey, the show's coming on Wednesday. So if I want to see it, I need to just sort of stay alert. That's basically all you can do is sort of stay alert. Know that I'm coming on first thing Wednesday morning. That's pretty much it. Kevin Gray, Dog King Army team member. Haven't seen him in a while. Good to hear from you, my friend. He said, what up, Hef? Good to hear from you. It's a long time no hear from, but like you say, one of my first Dog King Army team members. Glad to have you, brother. First and last is personal preferences. He said, some companies only have Asian looks, and I'm more into Euro. Right. It is a couple of companies that are great companies, and they mainly have Asian dolls. And I've said something to those companies before, not really knowing whether they've heard me or not, but I do know a couple of those companies have added Western, some Western faces to their lineup. So although some of these companies don't have a lot of Western faces or European faces, so to speak, a few of them have started to add that to their arsenal. So I do believe that it'll even out over time. It'll even out. He says also, what he says? Oh, he said also being nice and not complaining is a great plus. He was saying that because I was talking about the advantages of, I think, having I don't know what I was talking about. I think I was saying something about the advantages of having a companion dog. I think that's what I was talking about. And he was like, also being nice and not complaining is a great plus. That is true. You always want to find a nice human mate, a woman that's sweet, nice, not complaining about everything, being thankful. But I did sort of say that already about the companion dogs. Hey, they're not going to care about what job you have, what you make. They're going to be happy with you. So like you said, not complaining is also a great plus. Now, when you're in a human relationship, I always say it's a different type of relationship. It is more complex. It is going to be times where a human woman or even you may complain about something, because that's just a human dynamic. It's a give and take when you're in a human dynamic, and it can work. Believe me, some of those things do make the human relationship special. The small thing, a complaint here or there, different fluctuating emotions. they do all make the human experience special. It's just the fact that those things that can make the relationship special can also make it toxic, you know? So it really makes it hard to find a true connection that can last over a very long period of time or even a lifetime. So those little things can make the human connection special, but they can also make them very hard to find a true connection. You just don't have to, even though they can make a human relationship special, the companion dog life just simplifies all that and says, guess what? We're not even going to deal with those fluctuating emotions and all that bull crap. You know, we're just going to throw all that crap out, and we're going to simplify this this companionship by not even having that around. That's why another reason I'm not really that enthusiastic about AI, because a lot of these guys, I truly believe, not in all cases, but I truly believe a lot of guys that really want AI, they have not had the human connection, the human back and forth. Some guys have, but I think a lot of people that I really want that, they may have not had a chance to experience that in real life. Whereas a lot of guys like me, it's like, bro, I didn't had enough of the back and forth talking, and I'm cool. I don't need to really experience that. I love the quiet of the normal dog life. I love the peace of not having to worry about a conversation, good or bad. Like I told you, I can still date a human woman now, and I would know too that I would have to deal with those things. That's fine. But I would always have my dogs, the beautiful simplicity of my dogs. So if the girl would ever leave, guess what? My dogs ain't never leave. So I could deal with that right now, but choosing one over the other, if somebody said, hey, choose the human dating life, be with the human right now, over being with the dogs, no, I can't do that. I would rather, I get my more fulfillment right now on the dog side of things. They bring me the peace that I desire in my life. So like I said, I'm not looking to, if I ever get an AI, fine, I'll experiment with it. I'll let you guys know how it is, but I am not a clamorer for AI. Like, I want a girl here so I can talk to her all the time. Nope. I'm good. I am good. So, Austin says, here's how I see it. And I told my one Discord of dog owners this. If a guy really likes Layla, then nothing you say is going to change their mind. Zealous may be better in some ways, but that's not what they want. What? I don't know what he's saying. He said, same goes the other way. If a guy wants Zelex, game later, or whatever. I don't quite understand the whole. I think I understand what you're saying. You're trying to say basically, oh yeah. If a guy likes a certain thing and he gets dug in, it's nothing you're gonna say basically that's gonna change their mind. And that's the whole thing. I'm not really trying to change people's minds. I'm just trying to educate them on what they don't know. And see, you have a real dog, and so you probably understand a lot better. What I'm getting at is a lot of these dog companies are great and they can look better, but I'm not trying to convince you, but I'm letting you know it's just other levels to this. My whole thing is, even with what he's saying, like, let's just say somebody has a Zelex, but they have never had a game lady, and they're just going to say, hey, man, I don't give a damn what you say. I think Zelex is better. Like I said, that's the mind frame I'm not coming with yet, because you may say, I think Zelex is better, but you should always say, I still have to wait, though, to see. Like with a real dog, the reason I'm really saying I really think the real dog is better is because of the skeletal construction and how the girl moves. And I don't see anybody in the industry mimicking that unless they want to get sued for copyright, for stealing, not copyright, but for stealing, what's it called? Not copyright, but patents. Unless they want to steal patents from real dog, and get themselves sued for trying to make it exactly like they do. they're gonna have to try to figure out something on their own. But when I try to say this, I'm just coming from the standpoint of telling you guys, yeah, you may be like Austin saying, dug in with whatever brand you're talking about. But I still don't think that's the right way you want to go about it. Love the doll you have, but reserve your complete judgment until you touch another doll. The reason that, like I told you, I feel a bit stronger about real dollars because I just already know nobody is making their skeletons. And even maybe the way their skin is proportioned as far as the amount of silicone. I'm not sure anybody is quite doing that in the industry, even though it's a couple of companies that I'm looking at that are right on that level. And I'm going to probably be talking about, I've been teasing this for months, man, about this company that has just blown my mind. And all of you are familiar with this company too. But man, it's just on a whole nother level. And I can't wait to talk about this company. Either way, I put that up there. Let's see. I'm gonna get back to the comments so I can just stay on this chat. But I'm gonna catch up for a little bit more. Black Swordsman says real doll faces are a deal breaker. Like I say, it really depends on the owner, man. I can't say too much because I don't want to ruin the upcoming video. But it's a lot of beautiful real doll faces out there. It really comes down to how you get her customized to your liking, which face you choose and what you do to it. Because in my opinion, they have some great faces. But when you look overseas, the thing about overseas, how they can sort of win aesthetically is they just have fully embraced ultra realism. Because I'm going to tell you, up close, I'm letting you know, although some of my girls may be cuter than my real doll, they don't look any realer than she does. And I just don't think you'll get that effect until you're with a real doll. It may not come across on screen as much, but I'm letting you know. Although Himawari is cuter than my real doll, it's something different. It's just something different, man. Like, she doesn't seem any more real than my real doll. My real doll, it just, I don't know, she just comes off as a little more human in my presence. And you won't know that until you get one. Even though you may think somebody's cuter, like I say. Good day, Dog King. Nili Nove says, good day. Always nice to see you streaming while I start my work day. Love and respect. Oh, most definitely. I know a lot of people sleep, having sex, getting ready for work, depending on what part of the world you're in right now when my show comes on, because I come in the wee hours of the morning over here in the United States. First and last is, for me, Real Doll has older faces compared to other companies. For me, no one has a cuter face than Piper Doll Jessica. Oh, that's what we definitely disagree. I love me some Piper Doll faces, but I'm not going to say it's the cutest face out there. No. Even though I love me some Piper Doll. Boy, I love me some Piper Doll. But it's not the cutest face out there for me. But I love it. I do love it. I even said that about Real Doll, though. Like I say, if you're going to just get their stock faces, I even said that in an older video. I said that they came out in 1994. They should have hundreds of faces by now. I do think that. I think they should have at least about 200 faces to choose from. So I actually agree with you on the fact that they should have more to choose from. They should have more to choose from by now. I agree with you on that. He was just agreeing with Austin and my other guy, the Black Swordsman. And then he says, it's all about personal preference. I can go to any college and find better looking women than what they award on these so-called beauty contests. Oh, now that is true. I've said this before, man. A lot of people go crazy over these superstars, and I be saying, yeah, man, but these girls got the best makeup, best nutritionist, best this, best that, best lighting. But man, I've always said people go crazy over the Beyoncé's, and I'm like, man, I just left the projects, not just highlighting the projects, but literally you can go to any neighborhood in the world and find girls finer than these superstars. Instagram is an example of that. You know, all these non-superstars get on Instagram. You can find many Instagram models that are regular girls that are finer than some superstars. So I agree with you on that. But once again, it's not about preference here. When I'm telling you about real doll, I'm telling you again, now you may never get a real doll because you may make the decision in your mind, well, hey, I want to get them because I don't think they're as cute. But I'm not coming to you from a preference standpoint. So you can let that keep you from getting a real doll, but you'll just never know the truth. You know what I'm saying? First and last, you'll never know the real truth of what a real doll offers. You know what I'm saying? And it's an eye opener. I just say that. You know, these dolls with these rougher metal skeletons and stuff, they look human and they may look more beautiful to you. But man, a real doll is like, for me, it's like the holy grail, because once you start moving a real doll around, I'm telling you, bro, these things that you speak of about preferences, oh, I think she's a little cuter, I think she's a little better, all that stuff is going to go out the window, in my opinion, because you just won't know, bro. You won't know. They are literally a synthetic human. My girls, yeah, they're supposed to be synthetic humans. They are great. Even when I look out over these other companies, they can stand, they can do all these technologies. I've tried to explain it before, but man, once you get to moving your real doll around and it moves like a human, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. Many of you will never know this. And you'll be happy with your dolls. You won't be unhappy, because I was already the happiest man in the world before I even touched my real doll. It's just that my real doll, it was like the holy grail. As far as once I got to it, I always thought that, man, it's going to probably be on another level. But when I got to it, the level was higher than I thought. Let's take Austin Steele, for example. He has a real doll, but he still desires a game lady doll. Why? Because at the end of the day, still real, you know, it's still these companies out here that are offering different takes on the companion doll that real doll doesn't have. So a game lady doll is offering these anime dolls where real doll doesn't make those. So if this company makes a doll that looks just like a girl that you want, yeah, you still may desire that doll. You know, like me, I still desire every doll on the planet, despite me having a real doll. But when I get into the quiet of my mind and just think about what this real doll is offering me, that's what I was saying. I wouldn't give away all of my girls to get another real doll. But if I started with just a real doll, I wouldn't have to have any other doll. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that much like a human. You know, it's that much like a human. But to each their own. He said, oh, thanks. I thought it was me. I guess I got lucky catching the scream tonight. I guess he's talking about not knowing, you know, what time is coming on. Like I told you, it comes on every Wednesday, early in the morning. And when I mean by early in the morning, I'm talking about the wee hours in the United States. That's as close as you'll ever come. And I just live with those who can make it and those who can't. You know what I'm saying? Because one day, everybody, I mean, this show is going to be so overfilled with viewers to where it's not really even going to matter. Bob Rogers says, Bob Rogers, she says, you love your sports at JayDollKingHefner. Oh, yes, I do, Bob Rogers. I definitely love my sports. You know it. I don't know what you actually mean by that, because I don't think I actually mentioned sports tonight. But I do tweet about my sports, so I don't know if you follow me on Twitter or not. But I do tweet about my sports, and I love my sports, and my girls love sports as well. I can't lie, man. I've been casually watching the NBA playoffs since the Grizzlies got eliminated. It's been some good games, though. I've been a casual viewer. Like tonight, I watched like half of the games, and I went to sleep in preparation for the show. So I know what happened, but I didn't watch every minute of it. But yeah, we are big sports fans over here. Austin says, first last, I know it was hard to find a face for my real dog that I love, but the one or two I like, I really like. But that said, I've had my eye on Tifa and open mouth Arif too. Man, that's the thing about Tifa and Arif, Austin, that I don't really get. They look the exact damn well same to me. I don't see the intrigue on getting one over the other. They look exactly the same. Tifa and Arif look exactly the same. So could you please explain to me what the hell the difference is? Because I have no idea. But you're right about that, Austin. You know, I already did a show about it, and it's going to come up I'm going to talk about it in another upcoming show, but I already did a show about it, how I actually messed my real doll up. I didn't get the face that I was supposed to get, even though I love my girl now. I can't even see her without another face now, but maybe I would still get that face in the future and see what it would look like. But it is hard choosing the real doll face because it's a few of the faces that I liked. There's a few of them I like. And it's hard to like really pick the one that you really love. But like I told you, luckily for me, although I love a pretty face, I'm not 100% face guy. I'm talking about in real life with humans. I've always been a body guy, you know what I'm saying, over a face guy. So I've had many girlfriends that weren't the most beautiful, but since they had the total package of being cute enough and having a great body that I like, I'm like, I don't really care about you being the most beautiful. Whereas as far as my real doll, of course I wanted her perfect. This is a real doll we're talking about. Super expensive and all of that. But it's so funny. It's sort of like a real woman to where, man, when you get a girl and she may not be all the way perfect to you, their imperfections even start growing on you. And that's what really happened with me with my real doll. When I first opened her up, I talked about this, how I thought about her other face. Like, I'm like, damn, I think I like that other face better. But I could never see her with the new face because I was just like, I guess my body immediately, or my mind immediately started loving her for who she is. And when I started looking at that little frame on this woman, Lord have mercy, everything just started coming together. I'm like, no, I said, you know what? This girl actually turned out to be perfect because she may not be a knockout in the face for me, but her total package is really just the type of girl that I've always dated. So I really love this girl. Super sticker from Bob Rogers, Miss Solar Terror. Glad to have you here, Bob Rogers, another female donating to the show, $2.20. I love you. Thank you for bringing your panties through this show. We know, I really appreciate you because you've been a long time viewer as well. And I know you don't want a companion dog, so I love you. Thank you. Fizz, he said, what up, Dog King? What up, Fizz? Back to Bob Rogers, since she definitely donated. She says, they would chase you out of the den when the litter is born. What is she talking about? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that, Barb. I don't know what you mean by that. I didn't get that one. Maybe you expound on what you mean. And the Virgo in the house, he says, God bless, Jay. How are you doing today? He said, did you get any new endorsements? No. Well, I did get a new endorsement. Well, I got a new affiliate, basically, in Rosemary Dog. So I did get a new vendor to join the family. I did a show about that recently. And I'll be talking about that video coming up, but I'm very pleased to add that vendor. They're a quality vendor. And I actually shot them up to the top of the list because I just like their sales and what they offer. So I have Joy Love Dolls, Rosemary Doll, Sexy Real Sex Dolls. Those are my first three vendors that you can see, but all of my vendors are great. All of them are great. But I am happy to add them to the family. Austin says, for me, It's the way my girl's body's proportion and the actual look of the skin. I could literally snap a photo of her laying on her side and no one would know she isn't real. Oh, I know what you mean. Man, I try to be careful not to disrespect any of these other companies because they are all on a high. A lot of these companies are on a high level. My Iron Tech girl, you guys don't know how thankful I am to that company for sending me that doll to review. I lay next to her every night, and let me tell you, her skin feels super realistic, man. It really does. I don't want to shortchange that doll at all. It feels amazing. I mean, I'd be in a trance sometime over there just rubbing her because it's her skin is so smooth and things of that nature. But my real doll, it just, like I say, it just goes a bit to another level as far as the skin texture and the way that it actually, when I squeeze her, it's crazy. My real doll, I don't know if everybody's real doll is like this because I was told my real doll was going to sort of have a new mixture of skin, but it has that softness, but it doesn't feel squishy like TPE. It really feels like I'm squeezing a human body. It just goes to a bit of another level. That's all. Just the texture, the feel of it. It just goes to a bit of another level. So it's just some people won't understand. And I don't know if I can make my girl, when I photo her, I don't know if I make her look like she's a real human because I just don't know how to really photo that great. Not only that, this black skin is tricky. It's really tricky because I don't have it looking like it really does in real life most of the time. And I'm finna get back to my videos, but Austin says, I guess at first glance they could look similar, but if you played the game, you know they're nothing alike. Okay, personality-wise or appearance. But Game Lady is giving a free second head right now. I'm gonna be honest with you, they look exactly alike to me. I'm gonna put up the pictures right quick. They look exactly alike to me. Okay. I mean, they look literally exactly alike. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to disagree. I'm not a fan of it like you, but they look exactly alike to me, bro. It may be a slight difference, but for the most part, they look exactly alike. I'm gonna show everybody. Okay, that's Tifa. That's Tifa. And there's Era. I mean, the difference, they look damn near exactly the same. Not much difference whatsoever to me. Now let's go. I'm going to show you. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find the Tifa Game Lady, which looks just like the picture. So this is the actual doll. That was just a picture of Tifa that I showed at first, but this is the actual Tifa doll. That's the Tifa doll. And here's the Aerith Game Lady doll that I'm pulling up. There she is. Man, these girls look exactly alike. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Austin. Look at this. I mean, look at this. They look exactly the same to me, bro. They look exact. They just got different clothes on, literally different hair color and different clothes. So that's why I say to me that it's like buying the same damn well dog. But we can definitely disagree on that. But for me, they look exactly the same. He said, but Game Lady is giving away a free second head. That's why he's going to take a chance on Aerith. Plus, I want to try their new Aura head out. He said, what's good, Jay? Andrew Gibbons did. So they got a new oral head. I don't know what you mean by try that new oral head out, Austin. I don't know whether you mean you just want to buy to see what it looks like, or you actually saying you want to use it, interactively. I don't know what you mean. SEB7, Dog King Army team member says, hey, Dog King and D. I don't know who you talking about when you say ND. I don't know what you mean by that. She says, hey, Dog King. But I don't know what you mean by ND. That threw me off. Ricky Bobby says, well, of course they look alike. That's why Cloud is dating both of them. Once again, I don't know the characters or anything. But at least you agree with me, Ricky. They're literally the same girl. So I'm going back to Austin Steele. I don't know what you're saying when you say they look different. Maybe they do in the actual game, but they don't on Game Lady's site. You know what I'm saying? They don't. So back to the videos. Back to the videos. I got more. Back to the video. I think I'm on this. Hold on. I know I did Starprey 3rd generation mouth. Yeah. Now I'm on Iron Tick Doll, new innovations and how they work. I think I was talking about Iron Tick Doll coming out with those new innovations a while back with the new mouth, because they got the new mouth as well, with the new robotic functions and things of that nature. And I was talking about how those robotic functions work and things of that nature. And so just kind of doing it, coming in, and he says, I appreciate you, man. This is found on new ears. So basically he hadn't ever heard me explain, how those functions work on the Iron Tick Doll, with their new innovations. Because they have the sucking function, they have the hip movement, they have the new mouth. So I'm glad that he found that video helpful. I'm moving right along, though. I did a video with an update on my new Kimber Doll Deluxe. I really love that girl. I just talked about the new things that they added to my Kimber Doll Deluxe, which was the articulated hands, the gel breast, and the shrugging shoulders, and about how I felt about them some months later. And I really like all of those things. I think I'm just most impressed with the articulated hands, because it's still more expensive dolls you can get that don't have articulated hands. As a matter of fact, this beauty right here doesn't have articulated hands. And she costs way more than Kimber Doll. So that's why I say, although I still say my real doll is just nothing that feels like a human like her, they have to step their game up if they want to stay the best, in my eyes. I'm letting you know that now. But I talked about the breast on my Kimber Doll Deluxe, and I'm serious, man. Like, yeah, my real doll probably has the most realistic breast just overall. My Iron Tick girl has some very realistic breasts, and they are super duper soft. But man, I'm being honest when I say this. And even my WM doll, Saima, she has some B cup breasts, but they're nice and firm, little perky breasts. But I'm gonna be honest. My Kimber Doll literally could have, man, I can't put her over my real doll, and I don't want to put her over my Iron Tick doll because both of them are full silicone. But the quality of those Kimber Doll breasts are mind-blowing. Those gel breasts on the new doll, they are so full. And for people that don't know, like, it's this thing where people say, sometimes with these gel breasts, they can start flattening over time. They can lose some of the juice in them. You have to probably pump them back up. With my Iron Tick doll, she's super soft. I love her, but I could just tell, like, but it feels like they probably could have filled her breast up just a little bit more, just a little bit more. But with my Kimber doll, her breasts are filled to the brim with gel. They feel so healthy. You know what I'm saying? And when I squeeze them, yeah, my real doll is more realistic. Yeah, my Iron Tick doll is soft. But you ain't finna squeeze my Kimber doll's breast and say that you are disappointed in any way. I'm talking about they are second to none. Whereas, yeah, even though some may be a little better or whatever, you ain't finna be complaining whatsoever. Because I was cleaning my Kimberly Deluxe, giving her a bath the other day before that video. And I went up and grabbed her breast by mistake. I wasn't even thinking about it. I forgot that she had gel breast. Man, when I grabbed her breast, I was like, oh my God, I forgot this girl had different breasts than my other Kimberly. My mind was like blown all over again. I was like, oh damn, I forgot about this feature on the dog. Cause I love my Kimberly solid breast. I would have never purchased solid breast on my own, but the Kimberly's come like that. But over time, I've really come to love those solid breasts because you can just abuse them in a different way. Meaning that I can just put all my weight on them as far as my head. I can go to sleep on them, squeeze them as hard as I want. I ain't got to think about them being damaged. And they're solid. So I do love them from that standpoint. And they get softer over time. When I first touched them, I was like, man, these sort of hard. But man, now they're soft and jiggly. So I do love the solid breast from a durability standpoint. Because with the gel breast, I wouldn't feel comfortable just laying on them all night. But boy, just from an enjoyment standpoint, what they feel like, you're going to enjoy gel breasts, and Kimberly breasts are damn well amazing. And I also talked about the shrug and shoulders, which I like, but I don't use them. I don't really use them, but I like it. A couple of things I didn't like as well. They need to shorten the neck on the Kimberly's. They don't look as bad on my standard girls, but I think the newer models, the neck is a little longer. They need to shorten that. What else? Oh, and they need to color the body parts, the nipples and the vagina. They need to make that a reddish, pinkish color, Those would be the only two things I would actually fix on the new Kimberly. So my guy Wiz just only had one comment on this video. My guy Wiz just says, I crack up at the shrug and shoulder feature. I'm always picturing her saying, what do you want to eat? Shrug. No. He said, what do you want to eat? He says, shrug. He says, I don't know. What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? So he was just saying he pictured her shrugging her shoulders when those questions are being asked. I said, it's a cool feature, and I will use it more at some point of this doll journey. Maybe when I get into more posing my girls, I will use that feature more, but I rarely ever use it now. But like I say, I like that it's available. And I got more comments. Just kind of doing it, said, there's a definite difference between the TPE and the silicone. He said, both very independently amazing. My guy Red Viper chimed in and said, silicone is the best. I said, both are great. And I told Viper this. I said, hey, Viper, silicone is the best for upkeep and realism. I said, but for people who want to be purely physical, they may prefer TPE. You may still want silicone if you're purely physical. But if you're not thinking about taking pictures with them, you just want to make love to them every blue moon, you may want a TPE girl because they may just give you more softness in the realm of love making. And honestly, they're going to give you more realistic jiggle most of the time as far as butts and breasts. When you touch them, how they jiggle. Silicone is a bit stiffer material, so although it's getting softer, it still doesn't have the jiggle of TPE. Oh, I actually forgot about this just now, but just kind of doing it was like another good thing is the non-boat standing feet. That's something I forgot to say. That would be a great improvement for Kimberly if they were to ever come out with the non-boat standing feet. So that would be absolutely amazing. I may have to email Kimberly and just, tell them that actually. Because the day that Kimberly comes out with a non-bow standing foot, I'm going to be like, damn, that's going to be amazing. Ryan Carson says, thanks for the update video. He says, I agree about the neck. He said, I found the WM dolls heads in light tan are a good match with Kimberly bodies. I've already said this across several videos before. But he's right. The light tan WM doll is damn near a perfect match for the Kimber doll body. Mac Wayne says, I like the channel, Jay. You're doing a good service to guys around the world. We appreciate you. I said, thank you for watching, my friend. DAS, Dog King Army team member, big supporter of the show. He says, Cara Frost looking fine, brother. I'm sorry, Kimber Doll should pay you commission. You make their dolls look better than they do. Be easy, brother. I said, thank you, my friend. And honestly, I really do wish the Kimber Doll could be an affiliate of the show, that they can give me a percentage of the dolls that they sell, because I know that the show has brought them several new doll owners that have bought Kimber dolls. But I always go back to this. God has a plan for my life. You know, if I wasn't able to get that affiliation, wasn't meant for me to have it right now, you know, God to make up for it in another way, you know, because I could really use those affiliate dollars to just help keep my lights on and help keep doing what I love to do. But Kimber Doll just said, hey, you know, they're too small of a company. They don't offer that to anybody. And I actually heard another guy say the same thing. He was like, man, yeah, I went to Kimber Doll to try to work with them, but he said they don't do that right now. So it's not just me. But I am still happy to at least have a partnership with them as far as them being a friend of the show. But yes, I do agree that it would be great if I could have an affiliate relationship with them where I actually got a percentage of dolls sold. I say I appreciate the kind words and support as always. Have a good one. And just kind of do it. It says options. I don't know what he meant by that, but I just told him there are no options with Kimber Doll. They just come as is. He says later, he just says, yes, sir. Then he says, hell yes. So I guess he was just hyped up about the video. That was that on that. I did an old video where I still had a car and I was out and about with my girls. And the video was called Out and About, as a matter of fact. And TPE Goddess replied, I don't know whether TPE Goddess is a man or a woman, because once again, these doll owners really throw me off. A lot of times they'll have their pages named after their girls, or they have a female account and they'll be, I don't know. So I don't know whether this is a man or a woman, but TPE Goddess says, I like to see more people out and about with their companion dolls, because I think it would be nice for them to learn more about them, their purpose, and the people who love them. It's a very slippery slope, though, because this is what I said. I said it takes the right mentality to deal with public scrutiny. I wouldn't suggest it to everybody. You know, everybody is not cut out for going out in the public and potentially getting talked about. Some people have short fuses. They don't know how to be ridiculed and still go about their day without trying to attack others. If you're that person that's trying to attack people, it's not for you. It's not for you. Because there's going to be people talking about you. Believe me. TPE Goddess says, well, you know what they say, ignorance breeds hate. And my favorite judge, and he said, and my favorite, or she said, I don't know. And my favorite, judge not lest ye be judged. And all of that is true. Ignorance does breed hate, and you shouldn't be judging people unless you want to be judged. So I agree with that. But going back to going outside, I said this. If a person can take the negative comments without reacting, then there are the type of people that can help society. I said that, oh, look, it was a typo. That's what I hate about this sometimes. I was supposed to say help society evolve, not involve. But they're the type of people that can help society evolve. I said people who fight fire with fire can slow the evolution of society and prevent education. So if you want to go out there, you want to talk about me and my dogs, F you. You want to talk about me and my dogs, let's fight. No, you're going to bring negativity to the community. It's probably best if you just go ahead and stay at the house. I said it's very important that only people with a calm temperament should interact with the public at this time. Now, when it's more socially acceptable, nobody's saying anything, pretty much, you know, when it's, you know, completely socially acceptable, hey, you could probably go out and not hear all those hateful things. But as of right now, if you're very negative or you get upset easily, nah, you don't need to go out. And TPE Goddess says, I really needed to hear that because I have a tendency to snap back. And when I snap hard. So I keep your words in mind. Thanks. I'm glad that TPE Goddess is honest because you have to be honest with yourself. You don't want to go out here getting into fights and altercations. You may come across somebody, who tries to threaten you or something, from you getting upset at them. You don't ever want to find yourself in a tussle, in a fight, somebody trying to shoot you, stab you, all over what? Because you're arguing with somebody about you being out with your dog? No, it's not worth it. Once again, let others push the movement forward if you're going to be that bothered, because it does take some restraint. I've been called crazy, foolish, sick, all within earshot. But I keep on walking, because I'm not going to let them ruin my happiness. And I know it's going to be a setback to the community to have me out here, guy with dog, seen fighting somebody because they said something negative about him. I'll be flooded with a ton of comments of people saying, if you're going to get that mad, you should just stay in the house. And you know what? They are right. Because people are mean. They can be nasty. And if you already know that going forward, look, it's best to just stay in the house because you're going to hear something. I'm going to move right on. That was all the comments that I had on that particular video, out and about. That was an older video. Oh, now I'm moving on to Rosemary Doll, my new vendor. My new vendor. I love Rosemary Doll. Glad to have them, man, as a new vendor on the show. I was looking at their site and they had honestly, they're no different than really Your Doll or Real Sex Doll, my other two vendors, as far as the savings, because both of them offer pretty much. But now, Real Sex Doll actually has up to 30% savings right now. But Your Doll and my new vendor, Real Rosemary Doll, they both give you 10% off discount code. But Rosemary Doll says they'll give you a 13% off if you're a first-time buyer. So I was thinking that would add up to be 23% savings. So keep that in mind as I read these comments. So Red Viper says on this video where I said welcoming Rosemary Doll to the family, I did thank a viewer for suggesting Rosemary Doll to me because I had went through all of the vendors and, checking the possibilities of having them be affiliates with the show. And from what I had remembered, I had checked everybody, because some people just don't offer the affiliation. But Red Viper had mentioned Rosemary Doll a while back, and I was like, I see that they're 1,000,000% legit, but I can't promote people on this show that aren't helping the show. I have great vendors, but like I told you, it is other legitimate vendors other than my vendors. But if you go through them, you won't be helping the show. Why go through them when you can go through my legitimate vendors that are just as legitimate or better? Because I have some of the best in the industry right here. But when he brought up Rosemary Doll, I'm like, even though they're legit, I can't promote them yet because they're not part of the show. But they became part of the show. So either way, I thank Red Viper for bringing them up, because when I went back to check Rosemary Doll, I'm like, damn, how did I miss them? Because they will allow me to be an affiliate. So either way. He said, you're welcome for the suggestion and thank you for the shout out. He said, you're very welcome anytime, bro. He said, that touched my heart. I wasn't expecting you to acknowledge me and show appreciation, but thank you so much. Words can't explain. He says, nothing but respect and love. Keep it up. Love your videos. They're great. I just told him, thanks for suggesting Rosemary Doll. I checked all the vendors for affiliate opportunities and somehow I missed them. I said, I had to give you credit. it's good to have great viewers like you supporting the channel. Thanks again, my friend. And once again, it's one of the rules of power that I haven't read the book. I'm not going to act like I have, but I do know that one of the rules of power is take somebody's ideas and use them for your own. I'm like, no. I hate that rule of power. You can kiss ass. It's people who do that, and it's people who've actually done that to me before. But even though I didn't call him by name in that video, he knew who I was talking about. I rarely ever would call out just a viewer's name in a video, except for when I'm giving shots out to my Dog King Army team members. But you'll know who I'm talking about. But I'm not going to take credit for something that's not going to make me feel good. And like you say, it's been other times where I've given my viewers credit for bringing something up to my attention or whatever. It's only right to give you guys the credit, because I'm here to help educate you, teach you things, let you learn about my life. But I've often said, I actually do, I actually do want to learn from you guys as well. Sometimes you'll tell me something that I don't see or whatever. You may bring something to my attention quicker than I know. Like the Game Lady Dog free giveaway recently. I saw the article, but I actually thought it was just them asking for suggestions for a new doll. I didn't realize they were giving a new doll away until one of my viewers was like, hey, yeah, I'd be happy if I win the Game Lady doll. I'm like, what? Win the Game Lady doll? I said, let me go back and look at that article. So if it wasn't for that viewer, I wouldn't have known about the doll giveaway. So my viewers, and I thanked him for that in that video. So I'm always going to thank my viewers when they, bring something to my attention that I didn't know about. I appreciate you guys. We're here to learn together. Even though I may be the lead dog, I also am in a constant state of learning as well. I said I had to give you the credit. It's good to have great viewers like you supporting the channel. Thanks again, my friend. My guy, Master J says, your videos are reassuring because my first doll is a 160 meter silicone from Iron Tech. He says he's getting factory photos this week. He said, my vendor is in fact Rosemary doll. And let me tell you, the customer service there is elite status. He said, I have 67 messages going back and forth with my order among changes and production updates with my vendor. He said, that's how great they swiftly reply back. I told him basically, congrats on the new companion. I said, let me know how it goes. And if you ever get another girl, please use my link, my friend. I told him to please use my link. And it looks like I said another. Let me try to see some hoe. Let me see some. Okay. Then my guy Red Viper made a comment. He says, Rosemary doll is very good. Definitely very good. A top tier vendor, and their awards speak for themselves because they do have several awards. He says they are no doubt at the top of the list among others who are also good. I agree. From what I've seen, they should be around the top. One of the top. Like I said, out of my vendors, I think they are one of the better ones you can go with. I love Joy Love dolls. That's probably my favorite, even though they don't have as many brands they represent. I just love Joy Love dolls, and it'll probably be Sexy Real Sex dolls, and then Rosemary doll. You can toss up between either one of those being 2 or 3. And I love all the rest of them as well, because I really love Silicone Wives, but they don't always offer the gigantic savings, but they're a great company as well. Like I said, I love them all. Sex Doll, Janie, Your Doll, Real Sex Doll. I love them all. He said, but personal reviews and all the customer satisfaction that has led to all of their awards they have is heard around the world. And you can rest assured you will never be disappointed by Rosemary doll. He said, not throwing shade on any of the top ones, just saying. Oh, and that's perfect. Him saying how good they are isn't hurting anybody else. It's just from his experience. And I appreciate that. I said to him as well, don't forget to use my affiliate links the next time you use them. And I'm reminding all of you out there, you know, you may have bought a dollar yesterday, 2 weeks, not yesterday, because yesterday you should have been using my links. But if you bought a dollar a while back, or if you're a new subscriber to the show and you already bought a dollar, that's fine. But the next time you buy a dollar, please keep us in mind. You're gonna be the ones that's gonna keep me on air a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year from now, by going through me getting a dollar. Because while I'm a smaller channel, I don't have all the resources that these bigger channels have. Even if you decide to join the team membership, if I had, like I say, half of the people that were subscribed be team members, this channel would be able to survive on a month-to-month basis. So think about being a team member, but at the very least, if you ever buy a brand new campaign, definitely come back through the show. Ryan Carson says, I would check them out. Red Viper says, you would not be disappointed with all the customer satisfaction and awards. So he's a really big fan of Rosemary Dog. Ryan Carson says they're on my radar. Ryan Carson also says, I haven't heard of iBuyDolls before, but they have a 153 centimeter, 5-foot H-cup TPE doll named Charlotte. Sure looks the part. He says, wow. I say, oh my God. I'm looking at this spell check again. It's frustrating because I tried to say Albi is a legit brand, but it says Albeit is a legit brand. I'm so sick of this spell check. So that was all the comments on that video, which is Rosemary Doll, welcoming Rosemary Doll. I only have a few more videos here. Let me check in with you guys to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, okay. He answered my question. Ozzy says they released a new Aerith head with a movable jaw, teeth, and stuff. He said, "Now I want to see what it looks like not to use." Okay, that's what I was trying to see. Where he was like, when he wanted the new movable jaw. So he said he don't want to use it. Okay, so I'm good with you on that. Either way, no matter what you want to do, I was cool with you. He said, but yeah, if you remove the hair and outfits and just look at the face, they are pretty much the same. I agree to that. See, that's what I was saying. See? So I was wondering what you was going to say about, me saying they look the same. Because other than the hair and the outfits, they look just the exact same. So that's why I don't understand what, I really am sort of confused by even the people in the video game, why they would make her look just like the other girl. I don't understand why they do that. It's literally the same person. So the only reason I say that is because I was looking at Game Lady Doll real hard, and although I don't really know the Tifa character, she's to me the most attractive girl that I've seen out of the Game Lady Doll. So I would personally want her. But when I was looking over the girls, I'm like, well, the only other girl I would want would be Aerith, but hell, she's the same girl. She's damn near the same girl. So he said, you could say that about a lot of anime girls, though, if you think about it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can't, I know that what you're saying is some of them could have similar type faces. I do understand what you're saying, but they actually look totally different. But the cartoons to me seem totally different. Like Nami looks like Nami. It's not any other girls out there that reminds me of Nami. You know what I'm saying? But it is a sort of a generalized anime face. But I don't really see girls that look exactly like themselves, like that Tifa and Aerith combination. Andrew Gibbons says, I took the bolts off my doll. It destroyed her feet. I don't know why you would do that. If you took the bolts off, it's cool to take the bolts off, but once you take the bolts off, you're not supposed to stand her up after that. So if you stood her up on her feet without her bolts, oh yeah, you messed her up. Now, if you just took the bolts off of her and just had her in the bed, that shouldn't have messed her up. So I don't know how you messed up. Now, did you take the bolts off and wash her and let water get up into where her bolts are supposed to be or something? That's probably another way you could have damaged her. But if you just took the bolts off and she was just sitting in a chair in the bed, that shouldn't have damaged her. But if you took the bolts off and then stood her, that's a big no-no. Because the bolts are there too, so she can stand. You know, without the bolts in her foot, she's just like, you know, a normal dog. Dawn, another vagina. Oh my God, it's good to have another woman in the house. Hey Jay, popping in to say hi. Glad to have you here, Dawn. Man, my lady's showing up tonight. I had Dawn, I had Panny, I had Lil Bob Rogers, I had my Dog King Army team member SEB7. So man, this is a stream filled with ladies tonight. That's good. What do you say? What? I have no idea what you're talking about, Andrew Gibbons. How could the boats damage her feet? That don't make sense. The boats should never, there's no way that the boats would damage her feet. I don't understand what you mean. Did you mess around and get some of the TPE or silicone skin caught over a boat, stood her up, and the boat ripped her skin off? I'm not sure what you're talking about here, because the boats, they don't really make contact with your girl's feet when you're standing her up. So I don't know how you could say they tore her feet up. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have a doll that has so you see, you guys have to be more, you have to explain more if you're sending text messages or you're sending messages. So just to let you know. But do you have a doll that has no, you know, has standing feet without the bolts? And are you saying that she has standing feet without the bolts? You stood her up and her feet got ruined? Because that's the only way I can see it getting ruined. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you mean. Because if she has bolts, I can see the bolts in her feet ruining some shoes. Because on my Kimber dolls, before I adjusted her foot bolts, they used to stick out a little bit too much. And I noticed in her shoes, they started digging into her shoes. But they never damaged her feet. So you have me 1,000,000% confused on how the bolts on your dog could damage her feet. Because the way they are, they shouldn't even be contacting the rest of your dog. I don't know what you mean. You have me confused, brother. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I'm done with Rosemary Doll. Okay. Hold on, guys. I got to find out where I was. Okay, here it is. I had a comment from a guy, Brandon Anderson, on my video Unstoppable. And that was the Dog King Power Hour, last Dog King Power Hour. I must have oh, okay, yeah, it was a standalone comment. He says, it's great to see your passion, Jay, with the dolls. He says, while I'm not looking at real doll myself, I'm looking at Starper doll, which to me are the highest level for the average citizen. And to me, they look dang good, just like how real doll looks beautiful as well. And I just basically said Starper is a great company. I love me some Starper. I really do. And they do have some of the best models on the market. And once again, the main, like I say, deterrence for real doll is the price. It's everybody is not gonna dream to get a real doll enough to pay that price. It's only gonna be people who are really extremists about the doll game that will even venture to probably get a real doll at this time. So it's nothing wrong with getting these other silicone dolls because they are still a hefty price, you know, $2,000 and $3,000, you know, so that's still nothing to sneeze at. They are still an expensive doll. It's just that they don't go to the expense of a real doll. But Starper is definitely one of the best brands you can get out there. So I agree with him. I love me some Starper. They are one of my favorite companies, even though And Zelix is one of my favorite companies. A lot of these companies I really love, but I don't give them the full seal of approval. Why? I haven't touched them. That's the only thing. Moving right along, I have a comment from a guy named Anonymous on no baby mama drama. I've never wanted kids. I've talked about this before. I've never wanted kids. Even when I was thinking about, marrying a couple of ladies, I never wanted to have the kids. Now, I would have had a kid eventually if I got married and my wife wanted one. I would have, because I don't hate children. I just have always been a big kid myself. I've always wanted to. When I was a little kid, I used to always be like, man, I want to be a kid. I want to be a Peter Pan, even though I wasn't a fan of Peter Pan, but me and him had the same thoughts. I always wanted to be a kid for the rest of my life. And I was like, man, I don't want to have kids because that's going to ruin, no offense. It may be cool to play with kids and stuff, with toys and stuff, but I want to be playing with my own toys all the time. That's how I was feeling. I don't want to really play a part in rearing a kid and bringing them up. And I don't want to go to the dark side of things, but I just feel like it's too much craziness in this world that I wouldn't even want to bring a kid, up in this world myself. So I never wanted kids. And that's one of the beautiful things about the dog game is I remember, man, as much as I like human vagina, it's always that crazy chance that you could get someone pregnant. And I promise you, getting someone pregnant or the thought of catching something from somebody, a STD, those are nightmares, and I remember this girl, I knew I used protection with and all this. She tried to frame me and tried to say it was my baby anyway, because no offense, I think just the environment she was raised in, even though I'm not some rich guy, she saw me as a step up and she was trying to latch on to me. And I'm like, no, I use protection. That's not, and the rubber, no offense, this girl was fertile. She had kids already. So every time we made love, I would show her the condom. I'd be like, hey, you see this right here? I'd show her the condom. I literally showed her the condom. I say, damn well that if you ever get pregnant, it wasn't me. You see this. Because she told me the first day we were together, she was like, man, a drop can get me pregnant, a drop. And so I was like, ooh, I better show her every time. So we used to laugh about it, but I showed her every time. And she still tried to frame me. And once again, she tried to get me to take a test one time. I'm like, no, I'm not taking no test because I know I ain't do that with you. I said, and she had already told me she had another guy she was dating. I said, you better test that other guy. That's who you better test, because I showed you the evidence every time. Man, she came up to my job one day and she was like, man, I'm so sorry. You was right the whole time. It was the other guy, blah, blah, blah. I said, she was with like 3 or 4 of her friends. And she said, do you still want to see the baby? I said, no offense, no. I don't want to see the baby. The baby was in the car in the back seat. But I'm like, no. I didn't have anything against the baby, but no, I did not want to see her. I said, I didn't want to see the baby. I say, the thing is, I don't know why you accused me when I showed you this every single time. And her friends was looking at her like, girl, he showed you? And she was just looking stupid in her face like, yep, he did. And so they ended up leaving. But those are the things that I hated to have to deal with the human dating, of even potentially being accused of getting somebody pregnant or something like that. And that's one thing I love about the dog life is I don't never have to think about getting an STD unless you're out there being nasty with your dog and not washing her, because you can get yourself infected by not cleaning your dog. As long as you're keeping your dog clean, you don't have to worry about infections. And I don't ever have to worry about having a baby. And for me, it's perfect. I've never wanted a child. I don't want to pass on my family name. Nope, that doesn't interest me. I just want to live a fun-filled life, being a child my whole life. I don't mind bringing joy to others through my channel and all of that, but I do. So if you're a human woman out there and you're sitting at home thinking about giving me some vagina, Hey, you can think about giving me the vagina all day. I'm never going to want kids. I don't want anything to do with that. So either way, that's why I made the no baby mama drama is, I don't have to worry about having kids. My guy Anonymous says, because in the video I said something about my mother had a daycare when I was younger, and those kids boo-booing Pampers, crying all day. I knew early on that no, I'm not going to want any parts of this. Well, Anonymous says, my mother also had a daycare. He says, I never wanted kids either. I'm 35 and I'm glad I don't have any. I said, I have never regretted not having kids. A lot of people, you going to regret? No, I'm not going to regret. I'm happy. I said, everyone is not meant to be a parent. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have kids and they know they don't want kids. Hey, bro, what you doing? You know you don't want to be a parent. Hey, don't have the kids. Put a condom on. You know what I'm saying? Get a vasectomy or something. I say it's just not for everyone, and that's totally cool. A lot of people, they'll tell you, you're being selfish if you don't want to have kids. And then these are the same people that say this crap. If you don't have kids, you ain't gonna have nobody to take care of you when you get old. Whoa. So you mean to tell me you having a kid so somebody, you think you can have somebody to take care of you? That's selfish, bro. To try to bring a child into this world so somebody can take care of you. You're not supposed to have, that's selfish. You know what I'm saying? I've even heard parents say, I want to have a kid because I'm lonely. That's selfish. That's selfish. You shouldn't be trying to have a kid to cure your being lonely. Now, you should be wanting to have a kid because you want to bring a life into this world and you want to rear it. But those are selfish reasons. I'm getting lonely. I better have a kid. What? No, that's selfish. Those are selfish reasons. And they're foolish. You can't guarantee a kid is going to be around to take care of you or want to take care of you. That may not be the case. You may say that they should owe you that for being their parents, but you don't know what a child or a human being is going to do as they get older. They may grow up to not want to do that. So you shouldn't be trying to have a kid out of those selfish reasons. But I know me personally, it's never been one day I woke up like, you know what? I wish I had a kid. I've heard all these other people end up having a kid. Man, I'm glad I got a kid. Hey, it feels good, but good for you. I have never wanted kids. Nothing has ever made me regret that. Moving right along. I did a video about how to get a free ZX doll a while back. And man, I don't know if that's still going on or not, to be honest. I think it may actually still be going on. I forgot what dates I said it was. I think it may be going on to the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken. But I probably need to check that. Who made the comment? Let me see. Oh, Spirit. Hold on, where is it? Okay, here it is. On how to win a free ZX doll. My guy Spirit of Flight says, thank you. Basically didn't know about it. And I said, hey, I just gave him the thumbs up. Let me check that for 2 seconds, guys. Oh, I forgot it. Did I turn this off? Oh no, I didn't turn it off. Let me see. This computer's a little slow, so let me see something right quick. I just want to see if that let me check out my comments while I'm waiting on that. Let me see what Andrew says. He said, well, she is TP, but I'm not fully sure what happened. I just took her shoes off and her socks, and they were all cut open. Oh, so he said she is TPE, but I'm not fully sure what happened. I just took her shoes off of her socks and they were all cut open. So I guess he's saying her feet were cut open. I think I know what happened, Andrew. The foot bolts probably weren't they probably weren't unscrewed enough, meaning that if the screws were screwed in too tightly, then they weren't actually supporting the doll, so she wouldn't be standing on her TPE material. So you probably, I don't know whether you screwed the bolts in yourself a little bit too tight, or whether the manufacturer had the bolts screwed in a little bit too tight. Because if you have the screws set to where the TPE is hanging further than the screw, well, when you stand your doll up, she's going to be mainly standing on her own TPE as opposed to the bolts. And that probably caused the pressure that made her foot split open. That's probably what. It wasn't the bolts that damaged it. They probably, see, I talked about a situation to where my bolts damaged my shoes. They didn't just tear them up, but if I had left them in there, it would have went all the way through to the ground. But what happened was the bolts were sticking out so far, I had to tighten them up a little bit and bring them almost level with the TPE, but just sticking out just a little bit. So when she stood up, she would still stand on her screws, but they wouldn't be sticking out way far from the foot. It sounds like your screws were a little bit too tight and the TPE was sticking out past the screws. That's what it sounds like what happened in your case. Now, let me see this right quick. Hold on. I'm almost done, too. Let me see. I'm moving on to Dawn while I'm looking this up. Dawn says, on Rosemary doll, look at the 170 centimeter Susanna. She looks like real Nami. I think that's what she's supposed to be. You'd have to be more specific than that, Dawn, as far as the 170. What brand is she? What brand is she? I mean, you're saying it like she may be on the front page, though. I'm not sure. But I'd have to know what brand she is to sort of look her up. Then she goes on to say, she even has her tattoo on their arm, but I doubt she comes with that on. But her promo pics are still cute. So she's definitely supposed to be a realer looking Nami. Like I said, you have to tell me what brand you're looking at on that site. It's taking a while for this to load. I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm going to keep on moving. I'll come back to it whenever it pulls up. Next video I did is called Belief is Stronger. That's my Reset Sunday. And on my Reset Sunday, I was just talking about how, man, a lot of people tell us things when we're younger about how you can't do this, you can't become that. And you'll start doubting yourself. And next thing you know, you'll start doubting everything in your life, doubting that you can become, anything. You start looking for an excuse to say you can't do anything because of that time you doubted yourself. And I was like, you know what? It's never too late to start believing in yourself, believing in your destiny. I say, because even when you start believing, it could be later on in life, you can wash away all of that doubt that you used to have. Because that's why I say belief is stronger than your doubt. Let me see something. And SEB7, Dog King Armor Team member basically said, thanks for the reset, Dog King. Powerful words. And I just told her, thanks for watching. God bless and have a great week. TPE Goddess says, very inspirational. Thanks for sharing. I said, thank you so much and have a great week as well. So I appreciate you guys for listening to Reset Sundays. Just to show that I try to use to encourage you to have a great day, great week. Look on the positive side of things and not be negative. That's what that show exists for. Okay, now we get into the nitty gritty, guys. I think I'm going to find out if this Zelex doll is still, if you can still get it. Oh man. I must have clicked on the wrong thing. Oh, here it is. Here it is. There it is. Let me see. Let me see what's going on right quick. We're gonna see if this is I only got 2 more videos. I just want to see if this sale is, I mean, if this giveaway is still going on. Okay, here it is. And if you want to try to win this free ZX doll, if this competition is still going on, you can just click on my video for how to win a free ZX doll, and you can click on the link in the description of that video, because I believe I had the link. And it'll take you to the competition. Oh yeah, man, you got 2 more days to win that ZX doll. It stops on May the 12th, so you can definitely still enter that competition to win a free ZX doll. So you can go to that video and click on the link in the description of that video. If you haven't watched it, watch the video though, and because it'll tell you how to win and how to register and all of that. And click on the link in the description of that video, and you'll be able to go sign up to get you a free ZX doll over the next 2 days. Next, let's keep it rolling. Oh no, it's something else I wanted to check out. Hold on. Oh no, I got to see if she's gonna answer me. Oh, okay. She says it's a Kita doll. Let me go look right quick. I'm finna go look right quick. I'm going to my about section the easy way because I'm not trying to look it up and type it up. I'm just gonna go. I went to my about section, clicked on Rosemary doll to see. Yeah, they don't. You know, it would have been hard for me to just find that doll without knowing where it came from. So, what brand is that? Kita. And I haven't done a whole, like I say, it's so many brands I haven't broken down yet. I do plan on getting to Kita doll at some point. You said a Susanna doll is 170 centimeters. Don't see her yet. I don't see nobody that look like Nami. I don't see who you're talking about. No, I don't see nobody who looks like Nami on here. I don't see that Suzanne doll though you're talking about. No, I don't see that. But she says Susanna. No, I don't see no Susanna. I don't see who you talking about. Nope. Don't see it. I went straight to the 170 meter dolls. I don't even see a girl that has the name Susanna. There she is. I found her. Oh no. I didn't mean to say it like that, but nah. She don't give me. Nah. No. Nah, this ain't Nami here. This girl don't look nothing like. She got red hair, but she ain't Nami. No. Hell no. I'm sorry. This is not Nami. No, this ain't my baby. I'm sorry, because Nami is my favorite. So, no, this is not my baby. 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 No. Here she go, y'all. Nah, this ain't my baby here. That ain't Nami. That is not. She's nice looking dog, but that ain't on me. Nope. Now, a while back, man, what's my viewer's name, man? Because she don't even come by anymore, and she's the Dog King Army team member. Last I checked, maybe she's not anymore though. Let me see right quick. I'm gonna see, but she I'm gonna give a shout out to my Dog King Army members. How many I got now? 14, baby. Osland, shout out to Osland, James Krause, Juan Coco, Kevin Gray, Steve, the Mass Blader, Steve O, Heavy Metal Maltese, my guy, Leo, SEB7, DAS Comic Book, Blue CCG. Ah, my girl gone. She's gone. I forgot her name though. It was something in Princess Mika. She had changed her name. But she told me about, who did she tell me about? She told me about another company that had a Nami doll that looked more like Nami. And that was Elsa Babe. I'm gonna try to pull this up. I'm gonna show you Elsa. Now, Elsa Babe, I think that doll looked more like Nami. Yeah, here she is. She's a more cartoony looking Nami. I would rather her to look more like a Piper doll myself. I would rather her look more like a Piper doll and look more, real, completely realistic. But this girl looks more like Nami though. So this would be more like Nami in my opinion. And this is an Elsa Babe. So yeah, for me, she looks more like Nami. You know what I'm saying? And she actually looks like a more like the cartoon version of Nami, but I would like her to probably look like a more human version of Nami. But I like this a little bit better as far as looking like Nami than that doll that you were showing me. Either way, that doll you showed me looked like that. I don't want to call anybody ugly, but they trying to make this live adaptation of One Piece, and it looks horrible. They piss me off. Leave my damn animes alone, man. You don't know how to make this stuff. Leave it alone. And a live remake of One Piece is already a bad idea because I can tell you how bad you can't get that all the way right. And from the characters I saw them choosing, it looks terrible. But let's keep it moving. Let's see. Don says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I sent you the link or something in the email. Sometime I saw her and instantly thought of you. I think I found her." She says, "Oh, I thought it was supposed to be because of the tattoo and outfit, but totally wasn't sure." She said, "Yeah, the Elsa Babe Nami is super the anime style, and they have one with a sassy face that looks close to Robin too." Oh yeah, I bet they do. I didn't look though. I didn't look for the one that looks like Robin. I do love Robin, but she's not my favorite on there. I was just looking at some of these Elsa Babes right quick, and man, this one girl look amazing, but I don't know who she's supposed to be. She looks like she's a straight up cartoon character. Either way, let's keep it moving. Kemadar versus I think, wait a minute, did I already read this? Let me see something. This may be the TPE goddess. Let me see. I might have already read this stuff. No, I didn't. On my video Kimberdoll versus Kimberdoll Deluxe, I was just comparing the standard Kimberdoll with the new Kimberdoll Deluxe. Because the standard Kimberdoll has wide hands, wide fingers, solid breasts instead of gel breasts, non-shrugging shoulders, and of course the deluxe Kimberdoll has articulated hands, gel breasts, shrugging shoulders. So I was just comparing them in that video. And honestly, man, my standard Kimberdoll, I was still loving it. Callie is just amazing. That girl, she makes me, thinking about her makes me smile. But either way, TPE goddess says, how are the hands for holding objects? I like posing my dolls for pics and their hands are so flimsy, but I have the cheap knockoff dolls. I said the new articulated hands can hold light objects, but I wouldn't go too far. You know, a lot of people be manipulating these doll fingers too far, getting finger pokes and stuff. You can't overuse these hands, even articulated hands. I said, I don't do many poses because I like to preserve my girls. I said, if you do put things in her hand, just make sure it's light with no heavy objects, like a cup with liquid in it. You don't want to put heavy objects in these girls' hands because even if they can hold them, it can probably cause some damage with them holding heavy objects over time. I say, with my Kimberdoll Deluxe, the hands aren't as strong as my Iron Tick girls' hands, but they are pretty effective, especially for the price range. And TPE Goddess says, thank you. So that was it, I think. Nope, got one more video, Sleeping Beauty. Hold on, look like I got another comment too, hold on. Okay, I got a later comment, okay. On my video, Sleeping Beauty, which I might have did a variation of a video like this a while back. I'm not quite sure, but on Sleeping Beauty, I was talking about Himawari that's over there laying down. I was just talking about how great it is to have her sleeping in the bed. She can probably be over there for months probably without any damage because silicone is just a harder material than TPE, so it doesn't get any impressions. Like I told you, always use memory foam with your girls, whether she's in a chair for a long time or a bed. It'll keep them from getting damaged. But with TPE, I've noticed that if I push it too far, like let's just say I leave a TPE girl laying down for 5 days straight, even on memory foam, like when I lift them up, I might start to see small little lines, maybe from their panties or either from the cover that they're laying on. So after a while, they will start getting indentions even on memory foam, you know, just from the cover and stuff, or clothes maybe. But silicone, that's not going to happen because they are harder and they're more prone to go back to the original shape that they were in. But when you have a gel butt, well, you can't just leave it there forever, you know, because I think when I was asking about my real doll, I said, she has a gel butt. Can she lay on my bed with memory foam? And I was told that she could lay on there for several days with no problem, you know. But they said probably after a week or so, you definitely want to get her up. Well, that's different than my Iron Tick girl who doesn't have a gel butt. She can lay over there for eternity damn near. And that's why I love her. Like, my favorite girl to sleep with is my WM doll, Saima. She's thick. She's just, I love to sleep on her. Even though she has gel breasts, she has smaller gel breasts, so they're a little bit more durable. I can sleep on her gel breasts and all of that. But Himawari, just knowing that she's never going to mess up, it's just hard to move her out of their bed sometimes when I get her over there. And boy, she been good to sleep with. I just sleep on her shoulder instead of her breast. And it's soft enough to sleep on. She has a natural arc in her back, so my arm just fits right up under her back. And man, I almost put myself to sleep just by because she has, like I said, my real doll feels a little more real than she does, but Himawari does feel like a human. The skin definitely, it still feels human-like. And I rub that skin, and next thing you know, I'm asleep like a baby. So I love having that girl over there. My guy Power Brain says, the gel butt seems like it feels great. I said the gel butt on my real dog feels exactly like a human butt. It's excellent. I'm telling you, I be a hog heavy when I be grabbing Ramaya Cloud's booty, man, because it's a gel butt. Man, let me tell you something. When I get to squeeze it on that butt, like my TPE girls, their butts feel soft and they feel good. My WM has a great feeling butt, but it doesn't feel like that human butt. But that damn gel butt, I don't know how it is on other dolls. I've heard that it's good on other dolls. I've actually heard the Starpress gel butt is amazing. But from my personal experience, man, I ain't gonna lie. When I be grabbing this real doll booty, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I'm like, you know what, man? It's damn near indiscernible from a human butt. Because I've had some girls with some soft booties, and I'd be like, man, this joker feels so real. Man, woo, it feels good. And it looks good. So gel butt, you know, I don't know, I would have loved to have that girl in a gel butt because it would have felt good. But, and like I said, with my other silicone dolls that I'm going to get, if they have the gel butt option, I'm still going to want the gel butt and those girls. But I'm glad I have one girl without the gel butt because, you know, it just feels good to know I have one girl that I don't ever have to worry about, no matter how long she's on the bed. Ron Carson, just kind of doing it, gave me the thumbs up on this video. I liked it. Ron Carson said, thanks for the info on the gel butt with regard to silicone dolls. He says, I've not experienced any issues with my TPE girls laying in bed for a while, thankfully. But I imagine it's different with silicone dolls. It's like he confused what I was saying. It's like the way he said that, it's like he thought that I was saying that silicone dolls are more risk than TPE, which they are not. It's only the gel butts that put them at more risk. But other than that, they're more durable than the TPE. He said, especially if you have different densities of material involved. He says, Himawari, I hope that's correct, looks wonderful as ever. And I said, overall, and that's why I tried to make sure he knows this, overall, silicone is much more durable than TPE. So there are no worries with silicone unless you have the gel butt. I said TPE girls can lay in bed for some days, but even with memory foam, you can start to see small lines from the bed covers or even their underwear developing. So you have to move them. Now, some people may not be looking at their dolls that closely, but I'm telling you, like when I go to give my dolls a bath, and that's one of the best cool things about giving them a bath once a month. It's just a light bath though. I always inspect them. And I know sometimes after having my girls lay down on their bed for 4 or 5 days or 3 or 4 days, I see fine little lines where I'm like, damn, okay, even with memory foam, you see a little stuff start coming through with your TPE dolls or something like that. So it happens. Now, it always comes back to normal because they aren't deep lines. You know, they're just light. So after you hang them up for a day or so, it comes out. But if you're not checking your doll, you may be unaware that it's actually lines that are forming in her over those days. So you got a TPE girl and she's laying on memory foam and you've been having her laying on there for weeks, you might want to look at her because it starts to form after days. So, and then I went on to say, you don't have to move your girls at all if they're full silicone unless they have a gel butt. I said, Himawari also appreciates the compliment, my friend, because he said Himawari was beautiful, so I appreciate that. My guy just kind of doing it asked me, what do you think about a doll stand? And I said, a doll stand is cool unless you're a photographer. I said that wrong. My God. I meant to say a doll stand is cool if you're a photographer. Oh, no, I said it right. I said it right. I said a doll stand is cool unless you're a photographer. I said because you'll have to edit edit the dog stand out all the time. You know, in your photos, if you're looking for realism, if you're using a dog stand, you're gonna have to edit it out of the picture. So you may not love it. But I say it does provide extra support if you want your dog to stand without it leaning on anything. I say I love my real dog stand. I really do. And I wouldn't mind having a stand for my other girls as well. Because I'm not a photographer, so I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is I just come to find out the type of dog owner I am. I don't really have my girls standing up very often. You know what I'm saying? It'll be every blue moon. So I don't really need to have my girls freestanding like in the middle of the room without leaning up against a wall. There's no real reason I have to have them doing that. So I wouldn't necessarily need to have a dog stand. But like I always told you, it still would be cool to have one because I might, out of the blue one day, want to stand my dog up in the middle of the floor. And although you can manipulate these girls to have them stand up on their own without any help, the dog stand just ensures that she's not finna tip over or anything because a strong wind blows through, or you look at your dog too long and she just mysteriously starts to fall over. When you got a dog stand, it will prevent that. So I think having a dog stand would be actually pretty cool. You have to be careful which ones you buy because some of them really don't hold much weight. So the only one I think I really would want a dog stand for really would be my girl, Saima Renee Uzumaki. But hell, I'm not finna stand her big booty up that many times. So I don't really need it. I would have it, but I don't necessarily need it. I got another couple of comments that I didn't have documented because they came recently. Oh, okay, now that's something else. I had my guy Ren X. He was heavy metal commenting on my video, BBW Companion Dogs, the top 11. And my guy Ren X was asking him how much she weighs. That wasn't a question for me. What is this? Okay, that's something I already answered. Okay, the last thing is my guy Anonymous. He said something on my video, Roadblocks Can't Stop You. That was an older reset Sunday that I did. I was just basically saying no roadblocks in your way can stop you if you got God on your side. You know, when it comes to your destiny, he'll have you go through or above and over roadblocks. That's just how great he is. But my guy Anonymous said, I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. And I said, thank you, my friend, and God bless. And that brings us to the end of all of my videos. So we did good once again. I always love the Dog King Power Hour. It makes me laugh. You know, when I'm putting the Dog King Power Hour show together, when I'm writing down all the questions, I don't know why I always be like, yeah, this ought to be about an hour and a half. And I say the same thing every Dog King Power Hour. It usually goes about 2.5 hours on most occasions, which is no problem. Gives you guys a chance to, you know, have a longer show because for those watching the replay, a lot of people are doing other things while they're listening to the show. And so, you know, there's 2 hours that they get a chance to sort of keep themselves occupied while they may be doing something else. Because, you know, I like to listen to streams, I listen to a lot of my own streams back to see what I said, you know, see what I addressed. And a lot of times I'll be riding my bike or doing something around the house. And it really helps me to get, you know, to do things, you know, to have that show playing in my ear. So that's why it's almost good to have it about 2.5 hours. I like that. An hour and a half or 2.5 hours. Hey, pretty cool. I don't want to go much further than this in most cases, though. So let's see. So I never had any more comments after Don said something about the Elsa Bay Nami. So I appreciate all you guys for watching today. It's been another fun-filled show. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate you guys even being interested enough to leave comments. That's really a blessing to have you do that. I want to thank all the people who have subscribed recently to my show. I've had some new subscribers. You know, I really appreciate that. Thank you for all the people who have contributed, given to the show. That's a blessing. Thank you for tuning in, hitting the like button, sharing, and subscribing. it's all, helps us grow, and we definitely appreciate all of that. Thank you to all my new Dog King Army team members for showing up and deciding to be a continuous supporter. That's a lifeblood of this show, and I really appreciate you. So to everybody watching all over the world, thank you for your time, your most precious commodity. We appreciate that. We love you. Thank you for tuning into the Dog King Power Hour. We got plenty more shows coming for the rest of this week and going on into the future. Like I say, God is going to keep the show going, and I really appreciate that. And speaking of God, me and the girls want to send God's blessings out over you and your life. Whatever you're wishing for, hoping for, and believing for. Health, finances, new relationships, human or synthetic. We pray that you already have it. We just ask you believe it, and then you will receive it. So, with all that said, Bob Rogers, I can't believe you were still hanging around. Glad to have you still here, Bob Rogers. I was wondering, was you still hanging back there in the weeds? So thank you for sending me the love, and thank you for sending me a donation. I haven't really got a donation on a live stream in a nice little minute. So that really felt good. I appreciate you, Bob. Love you. Thank you for your support, and thank you for all you guys for tuning in. My Dog King Army team members, my normal viewers, my contributors. Don't forget to get your dogs right here. Don't go anywhere else. Get them right here. Keep the show living. We need your support in that way. Don't buy a dog to support the show, but when you do buy a dog, come through the show to show your love and support. We thank you. We appreciate you. But as of now, it's been me, JayDollKingHefner, and the beautiful Ramaya Cloud. And I do have my sleeping beauty over there, Himawari, laid out. We're going to get the hell out of here right now. Oh, recently, man, I did catch fully up with Demon Slayer. I really like that anime. It's really good. One that I fully caught up with now. So if you haven't seen it, that's something you might want to catch up with. We're probably going to try to find something to sort of glance over before we call it a night. But with all that said, enjoy your nights. We really hope you enjoyed the show. God bless you. We appreciate you. And guess what? As of right now, we finna get the hell up out of here. We finna get the hell up out of here. It's been a good one, guys. We love you. Appreciate you. Thanks again, Bob. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys. Keep on leaving those comments. But for right now, we are out of here.